Journey me.
Welcome back to my channel. How are you?
Why you sound like...
I'm trying to find an intro. I don't know.
You sound like Whitney Williams.
Cause I can't.
How are you?
Oh yeah, no. She was like, "How you doing?" Anyway,
doesn't fit you, yeah.
so,
Don't even know what to say.
So if you read the title, you already know what I'm talking about. You already know about the Brown Sister series. Get a Life, Chloe Brown, Danny Brown, and Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert.
Why are you looking at the cover? I thought you already know this.
Boo, if you don't... These three. I'm trying to do a thumbnail, I'm sorry. But anyway, trying to do the thumbnail. So anyway, let's just get into it. If you like books, if you love reading books, love talking about books, if you love thriller, romance, I'm your girl.
Give it a picture book. I'm gonna go. Picture book.
That, and if you just like vlogs, city vlogs, I'm your girl too. So come subscribe and enjoy. All right, let's get into the video. Shall we, darling? Okay. Yep. Anyway, so
I found I live. Oh my god, I have a pool. It's supposed to be nice. It's supposed to be nice.
Go. Anyway. You just spit in my
You okay?
As I go into these three books, I'm going to rate and explain my rate towards these books. I'm not going to give a... Actually, I'll give a synopsis about these books, but yeah. I want to talk about these books because for the TikTok, y'all have made such a hype for these three books. And I get it. Book Talk, y'all did y'all thing. I'm not going to lie. When I do the ratings... Some of these books, the 2 out of the 3 of these books are actually good. So I'm not going to lie. 2 out of the 3, when I say all of these 3 were hyped, one of them were overhyped. And then the other 2 was rightfully hyped. But let's get into it. Life, Chloe Brown. It's about, so I'm going to read the back. Chloe Brown is a chronically ill computer geek with a goal, a plan, and a list. After almost but not quite dying, she come up with the 7 directives to help her get a life, and she's already completed the first. Finally moving out of her glamorous family's mansion. The next items: enjoy a drunk night out, ride a motorcycle, go camping, have meaningless but thoroughly enjoyable sex, travel the world with nothing with hand luggage, and do something bad. But it's not as easy being bad, even when you've written step-by-step guidelines on how to do it correctly. What Chloe needs is a teacher, and she knows just the man for the job. Red Morgan is a handyman with tattoos, a motorcycle, and more sex appeal than 10,000 Hollywood heartthrobs. Okay. He's also an artist who paints at night and hides his work in the light of day, which Chloe knows because she spies on him occasionally. Just the teeniest, tiniest bit. But when she enlists Red in her mission to rebel, she learns things about him that no spy session could teach her. Like why he clearly resents Chloe's wealthy background, and why he never shows his art to anyone, and what really lies beneath his rough exterior. Now, I did a video previously about how I wanted to read this, like my summer reads of 2022, summer reads of 2023, and I probably already talked a little bit about this book, and I was like, yeah, in the beginning, I really like it. It's really, really good. Dead. I would say the first couple of chapters, it was good, and then it was good until it wasn't. Because what bothered me, this might be a spoiler, so if you didn't read this, I'm sorry, but it was a part where they went out, you know, night in the town, night out in town. I don't know. Anyway, it was night out, and Red and Chloe, they were out, and they bumped into one of Chloe's family relatives, and she was like, oh my god, he's a friend. And when she's introduced him as a friend, he was pissed. He started yelling at her. He started coming at her. Mind you, they were really just friends, but for him, he felt like, oh, she was embarrassed. And I'm like, I didn't take it that way. It was more so, if you got family members that are in your business, and you know not only they're in your business, when you tell them your business, they're going to tell other people. Yeah, you start making up lies and start making up like, ooh, you gotta swerve that conversation, because you know they're going to tell a majority of your other family members. So I get Chloe's point, but with Red, if you read the book, you understand he got some issues in past relationships, and I'm like, you know what? He needs to get over it. I'm sorry. Get a freaking therapist. And even in the book, I think one of his friends says, bro, you need a therapist. And he's like, no, I'm good. No, you need a freaking therapist. Like, I get pain. You know, people be like, oh, art should be therapy. Art is not therapy. Maybe to me. Like, when I write or when I read, that's not therapeutic. You need someone to talk to. You need professional help. So he got him.
He had it coming. He had it coming.
Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah, girl. How's that coming on?
I give this a 3.5 star rating because, like I said, Red really pissed me off with this. Because at first I knew, the crazy thing is, I knew I wouldn't really like this book. I knew I wouldn't like this book. I personally thought this book was kind of like, because the part where it says, and do something bad. If you want to do something bad, just do it. Why are you, that part kind of like, but that was minor than like, that was a minor thing that kind of just made me like not want to finish the book. It was more so, again, Red's attitude, because he yelled at her twice, because again, Chloe doesn't want to tell her family all of her business. And if you read Eve Brown, you would understand why Chloe moved the way she did. Eve Brown is the younger sister, but yeah, obviously I'm going to get to that. But you will understand why she was not trying to have everybody in her business. And he still got mad. And I'm like, you too grown. I'm not, and you not my man, and you yelling at me, and you doing all this shit. And then he's like, I'm sorry, like I need help. You do need help. Bye. So yeah, that's why I'm like, this is a 3.5 star. If you think this is the best sister, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. But help. Now, the book that I've wanted to read when I found out about the Brown sisters, and it's Dani Brown. It is Take a Hint, Dani Brown. I don't know if I should read the blurb. I don't know if it's going to take forever, but like, fuck it. Danica Brown knows what she wants. Professional success, academic renown, and an occasional role in the hay to relieve all that career-driven tension. But romance? Been there, done that, burn the t-shirt. Romantic partners, whatever their gender, are a distraction at best and a drain at worst. So Dani asks the universe for the perfect friend with benefits, someone who knows the score and knows their way around the bedroom. When big, brooding security guard Zafier and that's the last name, rescues Dani from a workplace fire drill gone wrong, it's obvious sign. PhD student Dani and former rugby player Zaf are destined to sleep together. But before she can explain that fact to him, a video of the heroic rescue goes viral. Suddenly, half the internet is shipping Dr. Rugby, and Zaf is begging Dani to play along. Turns out his sports charity for kids could really use the publicity. Lying to help children? Who on earth would have refused? Dani Brown is simple. Fake a relationship in public, seduce Zaf behind the scenes. The trouble is grumpy Zaf is Sorry, I'm reading fast. The trouble is, Grumpy Zap is secretly a romantic and he's determined to corroborate Danny's stone cold realism. Before long, he's tackling her fears into the dirt. But the former sports star has issues of his own, and the walls around his heart are as thick as his thighs. Suddenly, the easy lay Danny dreamed of is more complex than her thesis. Has her wish backfired? Is her focus being tested, or is his universe waiting for her to take a hint? Now, this is a friends to this is a friends with benefits trope. No, friends with benefits fake dating trope. I forgot what trope this is. I don't want to say enemies to lovers. I want to say more. I really don't know what trope this is. I can't. If someone, I wish I understood what trope this was. But anyway, I rate this a 4.5 out of stars. Like, I love this book. I really do. Yeah, it's locked. I love this book. What I can say about Talia Hibbert's writing is she has amazing banter. But her smut scenes, that's why I give it a 4.5 stars. And I am tired of reading the boss ass, badass bitch who's like, oh, I'm successful, I got this, I have money, I have a business. But when it's relationships, she's like, I'm not good enough, and I'm tired, I just don't think I'm good enough, and I think like I fuck up every romantic relationship, and I just suck, and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, I'm so tired of that. I'm honestly tired of that. I really am. So that is also from this, because it's also from this, and it's just like, it was more sad with this one because she actually has like an illness, and all of her friends and a significant other she had was like, okay, we don't want to deal with that, so deuces. But this one, I forgot what her past relationship was like, but it was just, again, the whole I'm not good enough trope, and I'm just like, I'm not here for it. So I really was just like, I'm over it, I'm done with it. But out of the boyfriends from these 3 books, he's the best one, because when Danny would always, doing her research, she's in the library doing her research, doing paperwork, there's times where she forgets to eat, she forgets to take a break, damn it, drink some damn water. Like, she forgets to do all that. I mean, most people do when they, you're working, you're studying, you're doing that. But he doesn't complain about that. He's not like, I want the puss. What a puss, ma. Like, da-da-da. No. He actually really likes her, and he has feelings for her, because what he does, he brings her food, he brings her water, he listens to her problems. Like bring me some food. You see me studying, you see me working, bring me some food. Like, that is a way for a woman's heart. But anyway, 4.5 stars. Banter was great. Banter was great with this one as well. The one thing I forgot to say about this book with the banter is, it was 10 times better than, honestly, any of all the other books. And I think that's why I was starting to like this book. But from all these 3 books, Talia she writes the best banter that I've read so far in, like, 2023. Last one but not least, we have Eve Brown. Actor age Eve Brown. Now, this one, I related too much with this one. I related very well with Eve Brown, and I have to say it was close to a 5-star read, but again, the smut, I don't like it. Sometimes when Talia, I don't know what it is, but I'm like, Talia, I don't know, I'm like, sometimes I'm thinking, is she writing for, the black people, or for the, because I'm sorry, I have never, maybe it's a UK thing, but I have never heard or met a black girl who says, cock, I want your cock. Like, It's I want your, what rhymes with Nick. Like that's what the black girlies be saying. I've never met a black woman who has said that word in a serious matter. In a joking matter, yes. Seriously, on some turn on shit, no. So I was very, very turned off, wanted to throw the book out the window every time she wrote that on there. I'm like, ugh. Anyway, but this book, again, I have to say it's a 4.5. And I think, that's honestly the only reason why it's a 4.5 stars. So, okay. Eve Brown is a certified hot mess. Understand. No matter how hard she strives to do right, her life always goes horribly wrong. So she's given up trying. But when her personal brand of chaos ruins an expensive wedding, someone had to liberate those poor doves. Her parents draw the line. It's time for Eve to grow up and prove herself, even though she's not entirely sure how. Jacob Wayne is in control. Oh wait, even though she's not entirely how. Jacob Wayne is in control. Always, the bed and breakfast owner is on a mission to dominate the hospitality industry, and he expects nothing less than perfection. So when a purple-haired tornado of a woman turns up of the blue to interview for his own chef position, he tells her the brutal truth. Not a chance in hell. Then she hits him with the car, supposedly by accident. Yeah, right. Now his arm is broken, his B&B is understaffed, and the dangerously unpredictable Eve is fluttering around trying to help. But long she is in flirted his work, his kitchen and his spare bedroom. Jacob hates everything about it, or rather he should. Sunny, chaotic Eve is his natural-born nemesis, but the longer these two enemies spend in those quarters, the more their animosity turns into something else. Like Eve, the heat between them is impossible to ignore, and it's melting Jacob's frosty exterior. Ooh, ooh. So again, another reason why I'm leaning towards this is my fave is it's enemies to lover. That is my favorite trope. So it is a enemies to lovers because he is very brutally honest. He's very, if he don't like it, he gonna speak up. He's very I'm gonna speak up what's on my mind type of person. And he was very rude to her in the beginning, but with Eve, even though she's happy and bubbly, she's also very like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna still do what I want to do type of gal, and I like that. So no matter his no matter him and his negative energy, she still had, high energy, still did what she needed to do, and I like that. What this book has, it also has I don't say, is it the right word? Autism awareness. Like, so character Dwayne. No. Who's Dwayne? The character Jacob, he is autistic, and then later on Eve finds out she's autistic. That's not me spoiling it. Like, it's literally, when you read it, you probably will you will probably see the signs, but they're both autistic. So they have it is, what is the word? Is it autistic awareness? So yeah, there's autism in the book. So also, what I forgot, again, I am sorry, I'm slacking. What I didn't tell you about this book is also, because what Talia also did in the beginning of the book, she left trigger warnings. So this one, trigger warning is like with death, if people are going through, death in the family, or just death period, trigger warning for that. Trigger warning for autism and child abandonment abuse on here. And then with this one, Get a Life, Chloe Brown, the trigger warning is the story touches on process of healing after an abusive relationship and the reality of living with chronic pain. And if these are topics you're sensitive to, please be aware. I hope I have treated this issue, my characters, and you, the reader, gently. So if you could see that. Then that's with like Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I like that, she, because some people, I remember when my past English class, my professor hated trigger warnings. I kind of like trigger warnings. I sometimes need a trigger warning, so I like that an author has actually wrote that. I'm like, thank you. Of the 3 books, I will say Chloe Brown, least favorite, and Eve is my favorite. And I really remember, before reading into this series, I really thought Danny would be my favorite because I wanted to read this sister so bad. I wanted to read her so bad. Like, I was like, I would just read her, and then Eve, and then Chloe is non-existent. I'm not gonna read her because I don't think I'm gonna like it. I didn't like it, but at the end of the day, I didn't pay for these books. I got this for my birthday, for my 23rd birthday, so I'm good. But wanted this book, but I liked it. But I agree. I honestly related to this book so much because with Eve, she is 26. She's the youngest sister. Danny, she's a PhD student. She's a professor, an English literature professor, and Danny is just a computer science girly. And Eve has went from this job to that job, this activity, that activity. So she had not found her niche yet, which sometimes I feel like I haven't found my niche yet. But I feel like for her it's worse because then it's like you got siblings and then your parents are probably like comparing you to your siblings, and then you gotta look at your siblings. It's like, why can't I be like y'all? So it's like, and with Eve, she wants to prove her parents right because her chapter 1, it kind of broke my heart because it was like, this is embarrassing. Like, it felt like the mom was like, you're an embarrassment. Like, this is embarrassing. You're 26 and you don't have a job. And we've babied you too much. Because mind you, their parents are rich. They're wealthy. They live in a mansion. So, it's like, we have supported you for too long. You are 26. This is embarrassing that you have not found a niche. You go to job. And it's sad. So, because those words of, let's say, encouragement, and I say words of encouragement, obviously air quotes, but those words encouraged her to really get her ass up and actually find something that she likes to do, something that she's passionate about, and something that she could prove her parents wrong. And she did. Oh, and she did with the bed and breakfast, and that's when she met Jacob. And they, again, like I said, did not have a good start, rough start. Interview was not the best. Ended up hitting him with the car. I think it was an accident. He doesn't. And then they get to just bond. They get to know each other. His parents abandoned him. They were like, I want to travel the world. He now lives with his aunt. Actually, him and his aunt owns the bed and breakfast. I think the aunt, and he works with his friend. So he's very perfectionist. And he doesn't like change. And that's why I feel like when he looks at Eve, it's very like, whoo. She looks like Eve is more like, rainbow sunshines in your face. And Jacob is very like, I'm making the bed. Everything is on schedule. Like, there's 2 different complete people, in which I love. Because I think it's so cute. Opposites attract. And I feel like they both ground each other. You know, he helps her become like more responsible, mature, and she also helps him. You know, it's okay. Like, laugh a little, enjoy life. Like, don't take everything too serious. Like, that's what I get from these 2 when they're together. And I just love that towards, if I'm spoiling it, I'm sorry. But like towards the end, like, she is loving what she does. Like, obviously she gets the chef job. She keeps the chef's job, and she's actually waking up with a passion. And I'm like, that is what I was rooting for her. And then towards like, and like I said, when she works at the bed and breakfast is like an hour away from her house where she lives. Our family did not know that at first that she started the bed and breakfast. She started texting her sisters like, oh my god, my boss, he's this and that, and I feel like he's torching me, blah blah. And her miscommunication for her sisters, because she told her sisters that. Miscommunication from her sisters made them like, oh my god, Is he torturing her? What is he doing to our sister? So what Chloe and Danny did, instead of calling her or like going to the bed and breakfast themselves, they brought the parents into it. And then the boyfriends came into it. And then everybody coming into it. And it's like, mind you, they all went to the bed and breakfast. They embarrassed her. Like, you think of either you or somebody you knew in school, like when their parents came up in the school and embarrassed that person, like, get the fuck in here, like, why is the teacher telling me that you doing this? And then bow, but they get it there behind beat in school, or you're getting your behind beat in school by your mom or your dad. That's exactly what it was for Eve. They didn't hit her, but it's the fact that they all came. The mommy, the daddy, the grandma, the grandma's partner, the sisters. They all came to the bed and breakfast to save her. And I'm like, she's 26. And so, yeah. That is exactly why, if you go back to Chloe Brown, like I said, you understand why Chloe did not tell her family about Red right away. Because they're a unit. They are literally, when you think of a unit or a team as a family, it's the Brown family. It's literally the Brown family. So, yeah, they embarrassed her at work. Other than that, like I said, 4.5 star read. But, yeah. I wanted to read these books because, like, TikTok, Book Talk, they made such a huge thing about the Brown Sisters series. And I found out in December that the Brown Sisters series are going to be, I think, either a TV adaptation or a movie adaptation. And I cannot wait. Because when I read these books, I feel like as a reader, when you read books, you picture it as like a show or a movie. Like, you picture the setting, you picturing the plot. And with these books, I pictured every single thing. And the fact that it's actually going to be a TV show or a movie, like, it's going to be outside of my head and I'm going to actually see it on screen. I wanted to share it, and I just wanted to share my thoughts about the books before it comes out on TV or movies, because again, I think the books are so much better than film. I really do. My next video, I'm going to tell you why I think that, because my next video, I'm going to talk about all the books I read in 2023. But yeah, I just wanted to just talk about these books because they were so hyped up on TikTok, and I wanted to get in the party, even though I'm late to the party. But I wanted to get into the chat room and discuss about these 3 books that y'all book influencers were hyping about. And overall, y'all had a point with just these 2. Not this one. That one gotta go. This one, yeah. These 2, yes, no, yes, no, yes. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you like this video, subscribe. But yes, I hope y'all have a good 2024, and see you next time. Bye.